So here we go, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Meet the Oppo, the series where we get the lowdown on Town's next opponent. And that is Fleetwood Town at Portman Road. On a Friday night, I'm joined by Ben from Cod Vlogs, the man who covers all things Fleetwood. My friend, thanks for joining me. A long trip on Friday. You had Fleet United in the FA Cup, won that, and have a long journey. How's things?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to the game on Friday. Been playing around how Fleetwood should set up, and I keep changing my mind how we should do it. But it's going to be interesting to go through it. And I respect Ipswich Town a lot, so it's going to be an entertaining evening under the lights. A horrible journey, obviously, for the 70 or 80 Fleetwood fans coming up. But it's football, and these journeys happen in football. So looking forward to it. A lot of long journeys of late, but they make football, don't they? Especially when you win games of football.
Definitely, mate. Bring it on. Of course, let's recap this season so far for you guys. 17th in League One, the draw specialists, 10 draws so far under Scott Brown. How would you recap the season so far for yourself?
Up and down, and it's not got started yet. When you've only won 4 games all season, you kind of think, oh, we only won 8 all last season as well. And kind of we're nearly halfway through the season again. But we've only lost 5 if you want to flip it on its head. And against the better sides, we've been 1 game will win, 1 game will draw, 1 game will win. And, we've got to turn more draws into wins. And obviously, I think the draws will fade away and more defeats, but more victories will come from that as well. But it's been a good start. We are 8 clear of the relegation zone, which is where I want to look at. A couple of years ago, I was looking in a totally different direction, but football changes. And for me, as soon as we're at 50 points, I can relax. Then you're looking at finishing in the top 12 or getting to 60 points, and so be it as well. So we're nearly halfway there, and hopefully we can start making progress in the next 5 games. But a tough 5 games coming up with yourselves, MK Dons, Sheffield Wednesday, all on that run. And we could have a big part of the next couple of months of the season. We're playing you boys and Sheffield Wednesday. I think we played twice in a month as well. So there's a tough month coming for the Cod Army.
Definitely. I want to get the current mood then with Fleetwood fans and just Scott Brown as a whole. What was your reaction when Scott Brown, he's decorated, footballer in terms of his time in Celtic and everything. But what is the current mood with fans and just Scott Brown as a whole?
The mood at the start was exciting. Out of all the names, I probably wanted him out of all that was mentioned. And Fleetwood Town have got a history of promoting young managers. Your Mickey Mellons, your Graham Alexanders, both won promotions. Your Joey Bartons most recently as well. Stephen Craney kept us up as well. And obviously now Scott Brown. And I think kind of a lot of fans are still happy with him and still giving him time, that we're not losing games. Some are getting a bit frustrated that we're only playing one way and we're not playing to our strengths at times. And we can kind of, we're a bit like it with the back three and very reliant on our wing backs, who are very good attacking, but defensively sometimes struggle as well. So I don't think he's got the squad to match how he wants to play. If I'm honest with you, I think going forward, if he wants to take this club into the top 6, the top 10, I think he's only probably got out the 11, possibly 3 players, that maybe 2 that would start in an 11 if you want to be even better. And it's going to take time. So patience is needed. I get frustrated sometimes with the way we play, but at the moment, we're getting enough points on the board to survive at this league, and that this season is good enough for me. We played bad the other day against Ebbsfleet, but we're in the 3rd round of the draw, and that's all that matters.
Definitely, mate. Yeah, QPR you guys got. We got Rotherham at home, which both got home ties, but yeah, I'll take that. Let's talk about the players as a whole then. I want to start off first with Toto Nsiala before we get into the other key players. Of course, this will be his first return back to Portman Road since he left to join you guys last season. How's he been as a whole? He's very up and down at Town, but how's he been?
The only problem with Toto is that the nearest hospital's a few miles away. And that's mainly for fans, because Toto Nsiala, in my opinion, is a really good centre-half, right? But the thing is that he does rash things at weird moments in games and you think, oh, no. And it's like you get a bit worried, and he leaves you on the edge of the seat. But overall, he's not a bad player because I think he's one of those types of players at the moment in the back three, it's suiting him because he's kind of got two players, kind of one will go towards the ball and he's got another one with him. When he kind of commits and he's one-on-one, he can kind of struggle a little bit, heading the ball away and kicking the ball away and going direct. Toto can do that. And in a Fleetwood side, it's okay. But when you want him to play out from the back, I don't think that's Toto's game. But he would probably be one of the 3 or 4 of our better players this year. I think that he's improved massively since he joined the football club, got a couple of vital assists when he first joined the football club last year as well. So I'm a fan of him, but sometimes he can just do something where he'll put a leg out and concede a penalty like he did against Plymouth. And you just kind of think, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, of course, his end at Town was very toxic, his last game and stuff. But I'm sure there will be a little nice reception for him at Portman Road. I know he didn't have the greatest time at the club, but hopefully there'll be a nice reception for him. Let's talk about Fleetwood squad as a whole. I'm going to bring up the last 11 against Bolton, not the Eastleigh game, Bolton in League One. These are the players. Straight away, name the ones we should look out for. There's a few that stand out for me, but I'll let you take over here, mate.
Yeah, basically it's a back three, as you can see there. It was Holgate on the right, Nsiala and Earl on the left. You've got Rooney and Danny Andrew as wing backs, which I kind of think will be interesting tomorrow with you playing a back three with your wing backs and with Davis and Burns. I kind of think it'll be how Fleetwood should approach the game is you play your game and push them back and don't let them push on to you. Whoever, I think the wing backs will win the game tomorrow with whoever pushes on to who. And you being at home, and I think you've got better wing backs, will probably beat us. Mendes Gomez, he's got 5 in 9 after not scoring in his first 5, 6, 7 games. He's one that can run at defenders, and he's fast and he's direct and he's quite quick as well. Josh Vella's one of those steady players that you need in your team. Like you've got Lee Evans and your Sam Morseys who just do the basics really well. And sometimes you kind of think, oh, they're not great creativity. They don't offer much going forward. You take them out your team, you struggle. And all of a sudden, every play is down. Josh Vella is huge on the football pitch for Fleetwood because his vocalisation is massive. Warrington's one of those players where a lot of the Fleetwood players call him sat-nav because he's telling them where to go and when to go. And that is vital. Away at Ipswich, if we go 1-0 up tomorrow, we're going to have to go through large spells of difficult moments, and he'll be vital to that. And also Josh Earl, for me, he's in the top 5, top 10 centre-halves at this level. He's 23, 24. I thought he was 28, 29 after seeing him once because he's just got so much experience. He reads the game really well. He runs out with the ball. He's got great distribution, and he's a fantastic pro as well.
Yeah, of course. Josh Howe had a brief loan spell at the club. Of course, joined you guys. A really good signing for you guys. You know, joining on a free transfer from Preston. What about Joe Garner? Will we see him at any point?
For me, Joe Garner needs to start more games. And I think if you give him 60 minutes averagely per game over 46 games, you are looking at playing him 30 games a season. I still think he bags you 10 goals in those 30 games because he's that type of player who gets in right areas at good times. He's not been getting minutes, so he's not been getting goals. He's the type of player that I want to see come in. Callum Morton's very low on confidence, and I think that's more to the way that we're playing to him at the moment. I think he's a winger, and at the moment he's not a hold-up striker. And I think for the benefit of him and benefit for the team over the long-term period, I think he needs to come out and Joe Garner needs to come in. And for a small man, he wins a lot of headers in the air, may I say. And he's got a great leap. He's got a good attitude. And for me, run him into the ground for 70 minutes and then bring your Callum Mortons, your Paddy Lanes, your Kean Hayes on from the bench as well. But hopefully we see him for a bit because I think at Ipswich away, a game where you need experience to kind of see out those difficult moments, whether at 0-0 or 1-0, he's going to be vital.
He is indeed. And of course, playing against a former club, you always bring up your game up a little bit, don't you? So now, let's talk about what game we should expect from a Scott Brown side. You know, as a player, he was, you know, he loved going into his tackles. He got booked a lot. Is that sort of football we should expect on Friday night?
Yeah, I think Fleetwood have got the second worst disciplinary record in the league with behind Forest Green with yellow cards. Expect a yellow card from Sean Rooney, is what I say as well. We are very slow. I kind of think our midfield three of Warrington, Batty and Vella, the 3 very good players, and you need one of them. but they're all the same. We haven't got a Connor Chaplin. We haven't got that type of player that can unlock a back door and you think, wow, you know what I mean, at one moment in time. And that is our problem. So we can kind of be very slow and slugged in possession. Expect us to try and get Mendes Gomez involved in the game as much as we can, and our wing backs to push high and get balls into the box. That'll be pretty much the plan. And when in possession, very narrow, very compact, and it'll be interesting. For me, Fleetwood's biggest weakness is on that left-hand side by Sean Rooney, because he's great going forward. He's not great defensively. Now, if you think Lee Davies is going to get some absolute joy down there, and that frightens me, I must admit, because Ipswich are a fantastic outfit with some good players, and especially with the wing-backs, the way that they can contribute as well. I've been really impressed with Davies so far this season. I think Burns has been as good as he was last year, but nobody's mentioning that because Lee Davies is coming and probably kind of overshadowed him a little bit. And, there's a lot of other good players other than Ipswich's fullbacks that I like as well. I think Ladapo's come into some good form since scoring at Plymouth. And, your Chaplin scores goals. The back three is very experienced. And it's a difficult place to go. And when things go well at Ipswich, the fans get up. And if Ipswich score first tomorrow, which is vital for them, it could be a nasty evening. But if Fleetwood score first, I wouldn't be surprised if we went to won the game 1-0 if we score first, because Ipswich have struggled against sides that have basically been hard to break down, and Fleetwood are hard to break down at times, and basically said, come at us and have as many shots as you want. I don't want to do that because I don't think I could cope with that for 70, 75 minutes. But you've got to play the game, and if that means getting a point or three away at a promotion favourite at a club that I respect a lot, I'd take that all day.
Yeah, as you said, we've had Lincoln beating us. Cheltenham got a point because they basically put all the men behind the ball, and that was it. And we shall see on Friday night. How you feeling then, Ben? You got a long journey. I've seen you put a tweet out, leaving yours 9 a.m, going to get back 4 a.m. on Saturday. So how you feeling ahead of it?
I'm looking forward to it. I think moments like this, I'm a Fleetwood fan. We've come up from non-league. I'm only 20 and I've only kind of seen Fleetwood a little bit in non-league. And I kind of think it's moments like this you've got to realise who we are, where we've come from and what we've achieved. Now, for me, I like that. But I want to go with the approach. We're Fleetwood Town. We've been in this league for 9 years now, and we can get results. We've been to Sheffield United, we've won. We've been to big sides, Coventry away from home, and won. And these are sides that are favourite for promotion. And there's no reason why Fleetwood can't go and win the game tomorrow. I respect it. I think the fan base is brilliant. I think the ownership is brilliant. I think kind of the management team is excellent. And I've seen Ipswich kind of, when they come down, they were toxic. And I remember going down the Tuesday night before lockdown, we won 1-0. Lambert was getting absolutely slaughtered. And when we scored in the 35th, 40th minute, I looked over to my mate and I went, we'll win this. There's absolute, I never feared you. I now fear you. And as much as that, I think you're a nice team, you've got a bit of nastiness in you at times as well to win a game. And you didn't have that in your first few years. And to get out of this league, you've got to be nasty and hard to play against. And if you've got that, you'll get promoted. And I really believe Ipswich will get promoted this year. And hopefully they do, but they don't get anything tomorrow because, like I say, they're a good football club who I am fond of. But tomorrow, I hope we win 1-0 and we frustrate you and you hate Fleetwood by the end of the evening.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be a few comments from Town fans if it does end 0-0 or you get a win, like, oh, bloody hell, Fleetwood, all that jazz. But no, great words from you, my friend. To end the video, any other business? Of course, you guys have got draws against Portsmouth, Derby. You beat Plymouth at the start of the season. So, Peterborough as well. So, any other business, my friend?
No, I just think kind of, I don't like looking at who we've beaten or who teams have played against and struggled against, because sometimes it gets you roped in and anything can happen on the day. I do think Ipswich will win it 2-0, if I'm honest with you. I think it'll be one of those games where we shut out early and you break us down maybe 35 minutes. And then all of a sudden our heads go down a little bit. We still compete and then you get another one. But it'll be interesting. And you've got to win games at Portman Road to get promoted. So far, 5 wins, 3 draws, 1 defeat. Look at it. It's 2 points a game. you really want to up that. I know you're 2 points a game and that wins promotion. I see 50 points at home was a good starting block. But the good thing with Ipswich that they've got, they're quite good away. They're probably better away from home than they are at home with Monty, with performances and points. And they're steady all year round, and they keep clean sheets, and they'll be more than fine. I think the three now, Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich and Plymouth, will be the three that'll be there at the end of the year, and it's going to be a joy to watch. I know you probably won't like it if it's still like this. Come the last day of the season, you needed a win against us boys on the last game, but it'd be interesting, very interesting.
That's the goal, is to be partying in Fleetwood. Hopefully that will be the day where we do get clinch promotion finally out of League One, but we shall see. Well, Ben, thanks for joining me. Of course, if you're going to the game, everybody enjoy it. If you're not, follow the game with us. Follow the game with good old Ben as well on Cod Vlogs. Check out his vlogs and everything like that. And see you next time. Bye-bye for now.